Okay, this is Mike Benoit, and this is a very serious video today because we need to decide which of the three guys and one gentleman are going to be the nominee for the Republican Party. And we have a handout developed by a good friend, Dan Munch, and this covers it. This will help us make our choice for Republican nominee, because you know the Republican nominees are all talking about how they're going to beat Obama, how they're the best guy to beat Obama. So this is going to demonstrate it right here. Now, of the three Republican nominees that aren't Ron Paul, because Ron Paul, I don't know what's wrong with Ron Paul, but he wants to cut federal spending by $1 trillion. These other guys are going to protect the budget, same as Obama. So they're the same on that issue. Now, Ron Paul's off the mark again. He plans to balance the budget in 4 years. That's a crazy idea. Mitt Romney, Newt Gingrich, Santorum, and Obama have no intentions to do that because they know it's a crazy idea to have a balanced budget. So it's even there, right there. The only oddball in the group is Ron Paul. He's out. Opposes debt increases and deficits. Well, Obama opposes debt increases? No. He supports them. So does Mitt Romney. So does Newt Gingrich. So does Rick Santorum. So they're both qualified, and they're all qualified in that regard. Ron Paul's the only one that's disqualified because he opposes debt increases and deficits. What's the matter with that guy? I don't know. Now, TARP bailouts. We know that we can count on Mitt Romney, Newt Gingrich, Rick Santorum, and Obama for TARP bailouts. So it's a tie. We don't know who's going to beat Obama now. It's still a tie right there. That Ron Paul, he opposes bailing out Wall Street. It's kind of un-American. Don't you think? Sound money. No. Everybody knows Ron Paul thinks money should be backed up with something like gold or silver, some precious metal or some commodity or something. The rest of the candidates in the field, what sets them all on the same level, they know better. They know that paper is best backing up paper. You have a paper dollar, and you back that up by another paper dollar. So if you go into the Federal Reserve Bank and you say, I want $1 for this, they'll give you $1. Now, Ron Paul has this crazy idea, like back in the olden days, where you went in and you said, I'd like an ounce of silver for this paper or money. They give you an ounce of silver, but, you know, Obama, Romney, Gingrich, and Santorum are all smart enough to know that you got to back up paper with paper. And then you back it up with more paper, so it's really good stuff then. Okay? So now, audit the Federal Reserve. It's only the crazy old Ron Paul who wants to audit the monetary cartel monopoly known as the Federal Reserve. Now, we all know monopolies are good for us when it comes to anything, especially money and especially paper money. But here's the problem. Newt Gingrich, he's going to lose a point here because he's starting to talk about auditing the Federal Reserve. So we might have to take him out as being somebody good to challenge Obama because, you know, the other guys, they want to leave the Federal Reserve alone. Leave well enough alone, you know what I'm talking about? Return troops to defend United States soils instead of having troops on the Afghani border and over there by Kuwait and Iraq and all that stuff. Ron Paul's got the crazy idea they ought to be on our border, support protecting us here. It's just nuts. So Obama and the other three, they agree. So we're kind of neck and neck there. We don't know. It's kind of a horse race to see who's going to win. Served in the military. Only Ron Paul had the audacity to serve in the military. These other guys that want to be commander-in-chief, they know what it's like not to be in the military. So they can make decisions, military decisions, far better than somebody who's got military experience. I'm sure you'll agree with that. And they're all the same on that, because look at how Obama's been doing. Real good. So we know Romney and Gingrich and Santorum, they're all right there in first place with Obama on that. Protect Social Security, Medicare. Crazy old Ron Paul wants to protect that. The other candidates are reasonable. They understand that we have to cut what people are getting on Social Security and Medicare to make ends meet so we can spend the money somewhere else, like overseas. Ron Paul doesn't go for that. So you can't count. Ron Paul's still in fifth place in this scenario here. Nobody would elect somebody with that kind of attitude. Okay, Ron Paul wants to brag about predicting the housing bubble. The other guys didn't. How could anybody know? So, just because he got lucky on that, he's still in fifth place here. The other guys, they're all the same. They're all tied for first with a little slip there on Newt. So, let's see. Return regulation of drugs to the states. What's the matter? Ron Paul's trying to obey the Constitution again. Doesn't he know that that was written a couple hundred years ago by dead people? He wants to obey it. Romney, Gingrich, Santorum, and Obama, these guys are modern men. They know that you don't have to. We got, it's a living thing. It's the central government that needs to protect us from people who use drugs, not the states. Okay, return control of schools to the states. That's a real bright idea. How can America be the number 32nd in the world in education? 32nd in the world. That means we're ahead of, 130 or 50 countries. 32nd place. If we return that stuff to the states. Ron Paul, crazy Ron Paul, wants local control. These other guys know about Washington and how smart the people are there. Gingrich and Santorum especially. But they're tied with Obama. Opposed all gun restrictions. That's Ron Paul again. Everybody knows it's only reasonable to have 20,000 gun laws at the federal level so that we're all protected. Now look, Obama, Romney, Gingrich, Santorum, they're all the same on this. Good job, men. And always voted pro-life. Wait a minute. I skipped one. Opposed all trade restrictions. Ron Paul wants free trade, things to come across and go around, and no trade barriers. No, these other guys know better than that. Let's stop all that stuff from coming in here. So Americans, if they have a choice, they're just going to make the wrong choice. So let's see. Always voted pro-life. Wait a minute. Got to go back to the gun thing. You have to realize that Romney's the closest to Obama on that. Romney got a D- with the gun owners of America. So Romney could probably match Obama in that criteria. He's got a better chance. These other guys lose a little ground on there. That Ron Paul, crazy Ron Paul, got AA+. Okay, always voted pro-life. Hey, you can't blame Santorum for supporting Arlen Specter, just because Arlen Specter was a Republican. He had to take one for the team. Arlen Specter helped pass Obamacare. So, Romney care. It's kind of a close race between all these guys. Defend all our civil liberties. As far as these guys go, you don't have any civil liberties, and that's the right way to go. Just like Obama, Romney, Gingrich, Santorum, they're the same. Man, this is a tough decision. Only that crazy Ron Paul defends civil liberties. Republicans, you got a tough decision in figuring out who can beat that Obama guy. Good luck.